In Peaky Blinders, Thomas Shelby doesn't just rise to power through sheer violence or charisma. His true strength lies in his ability to manipulate and control those around him. Law 2 of the 48 Laws of Power. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. And is a law that Tommy applies brilliantly throughout the series. Unlike most people who rely on loyalty and friendship, Tommy understands the fragility of trust. In this video, we'll explore how Thomas Shelby uses enemies as tools to expand his empire and ensure his dominance. Right from the beginning, Thomas Shelby is wary of trusting those closest to him, even his family. He knows that familiarity can breed contempt, and that the ones closest to you often have the most opportunity to betray you. Take his relationship with Arthur, his own brother. Tommy recognizes Arthur's volatility and reluctance to lead, which is why he keeps him close but never lets Arthur have full control. Instead of leaning on his brothers for emotional support or trusting them blindly, Tommy maintains control by managing their weaknesses. This is the core of Law 2. Friends are often too emotional, too reliant on loyalty, and too unpredictable when ambition comes into play. Instead, Tommy shifts his focus to the real power he can wield: enemies. Throughout Peaky Blinders, Tommy repeatedly demonstrates his ability to turn enemies into assets. One of the best examples of this is his interaction with Sabini, the rival gang leader. At first glance, Sabini is a dangerous enemy, a direct threat to Tommy's empire. But instead of eliminating him outright, Tommy does something far more calculated. He uses Sabini's aggression to manipulate other forces around him. By letting Sabini attack his rivals, Tommy weakens all his enemies at once. Sabini's aggression becomes a tool that Tommy wields to his advantage. This is the essence of Law 2. Enemies are more predictable than friends. Sabini's hatred for Tommy is clear, but that hatred makes him easier to manipulate. Tommy understands that an enemy's desire to win can be used against them, allowing him to outsmart them at their own game. One of the most iconic examples of Thomas Shelby using an enemy to his advantage is his relationship with Alfie Solomons. At times, they appear to be allies. At other times, sworn enemies. But the truth is, Tommy never fully trusts Alfie, and that's what makes their dynamic so powerful. Tommy understands that Alfie's unpredictability makes him a valuable enemy. Rather than fully aligning with him or cutting ties completely, Tommy plays a dangerous game. He keeps Alfie close enough to exploit him when necessary, but distant enough that Alfie's betrayal can never completely ruin him. This balancing act is key to understanding Law 2. By keeping your enemies within reach, you can use their moves to further your own plans. By never fully trusting Alfie, Tommy always stays one step ahead. This approach allows him to maintain leverage over a powerful rival, while also benefiting from Alfie's resources and connections. The unpredictability of an enemy becomes a weapon Tommy can wield. Thomas Shelby's understanding of how to use enemies isn't just about manipulation. It's also about learning from them. Inspector Campbell, the antagonist in the early seasons, plays a critical role in shaping Tommy's rise. Campbell's relentless pursuit of Tommy forces him to evolve, to become smarter, more ruthless, and more strategic. Instead of seeing Campbell as a mere obstacle, Tommy views him as a challenge, a test of his ability to adapt. Each time Campbell pushes him, Tommy grows more capable. In this sense, enemies like Campbell become unwilling teachers, forcing Tommy to sharpen his skills and solidify his power. By learning from his enemies, Tommy turns every defeat into a stepping stone for future success. Campbell's attempts to bring Tommy down only make him more dangerous, more cunning, and more prepared to face the next challenge. As Peaky Blinders progresses, we see the dangers of trusting friends play out in full force. Michael, once a trusted ally, and Finn, Tommy's own brother, both begin to drift away from Tommy's control. Their ambition and desire for power lead to betrayal, proving once again that friends can be just as dangerous, if not more so, than enemies. Tommy's eventual conflict with Michael and Finn exemplifies why he never puts full trust in those closest to him. Friends can be swayed by personal ambition, jealousy, or emotion, whereas enemies, those driven by clear motives, are far easier to predict. Tommy learns this lesson the hard way. but it only reinforces his belief in Law 2. Enemies are often more reliable than friends when it comes to power. In Peaky Blinders, Thomas Shelby demonstrates time and time again the value of Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Whether it's Sabini, Alfie Solomons, or Inspector Campbell, Tommy finds ways to manipulate and learn from his enemies, turning their hatred and opposition into fuel for his own rise. Close-up of Tommy, a slight smile forming on his face as he takes a drag from his cigarette. VO. Tommy Shelby's genius isn't just in his ability to outfight his enemies. It's in his ability to use them. Friends come and go, but enemies, they are tools, challenges, and stepping stones on the path to power. And Thomas Shelby? He knows exactly how to use them. End scene with the Peaky Blinders theme music playing softly. VO. Thank you for watching. If you found this breakdown of Law 2 insightful, be sure to subscribe for more. Remember, in the world of power, it's not just about who you trust, it's about who you can use.